Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. Right, let's take a look at every Premier League club and find the best current player anywhere in the world who still wouldn't make their starting 11. Right, let's go. Arsenal, Peter Galacci. Liverpool fans will remember Peter Galacci as that former piece of goalkeeping fluff who spent 5 years stuffed in Anfield's belly button, almost forgotten about. Priced above, allowed nowhere near the pitch, he saw about as much daylight as Joseph Fritzl's kids. Loans to Hereford United, Tranmere Rovers and Hull. That was his level, but considering he's currently excelling for RB Leipzig both in Europe and in Bundesliga title races, I'm guessing Liverpool Chiefs feel pretty stupid for neglecting him now. Still, despite his resurgence, his single-handed mission to embarrass his former managers who made him play fourth fiddle to Simon Bastard Mignolet, despite all this, I still think Bernd Leno has a slight edge in him and would probably keep his #1 spot at Arsenal. Still a damn good goalie though. Aston Villa, Dele Alli. How classy. Picking on a man who just had his house robbed. But hear me out, lads. Yes, Dele Alli is England's golden boy. One of those men who makes a mockery of Gareth Southgate claiming players will be picked on form. Lads, Dele Alli hasn't been on form since 2018. He's lost his goal-scoring touch. Seems more interested in posing like something out of Made in Chelsea. Jack Grealish, as much as I hope he chokes on a bar of soap, he is having a much better season than Ali. So, if we're looking at the playmaker role at Villa Park, sorry lad, you'll have to get to the bench. Bournemouth, Divock Origi. Okay, right now I can hear Liverpool fans suffering strokes nationwide. I must be insane for thinking that a Champions League winner wouldn't even start for Bournemouth. Yes, how crazy must I be for thinking that a Liverpool bench warmer wouldn't get an Eddie House team? Oh, wait. Listen, I rate Divock Origi. He's one of those squad players every manager loves. Never whines about being stuffed to the bench and always ready to step in. But lads, he's not an elite level European centre forward. He's not even a 15 goals a season striker. He's never hit more than A-League goals in a season, ever, in any league. A bit like when former Man United super sub Javi Hernandez failed at West Ham, Origi would similarly stutter if given 38 games a season, and definitely wouldn't be keeping Callum Wilson out of the house team. Brighton, Gary Cahill. Okay, let's be honest, Brighton's squad is so bang average, there's not a lot of top players who wouldn't start for them. Let's see, Graham Potter plays a back three and wants his defenders to be comfortable on the ball, which is exactly why 6'4" behemoth Shane Duffy finds himself stuck to the bench. A good imposing old-fashioned centre half, but he hasn't used his feet since 2003. Gary Cahill is another kick and rush defender, a fellow who probably dreams of clearing the ball 60 yards up the goddamn pitch. When Maurizio Sarri asked him to play out from the back at Chelsea, it was about as realistic as inviting Dennis Bergkamp on a lad's holiday. As soon as he gets to Terminal 1, he'd probably start bleeding from the face, and so no, Cahill probably wouldn't be getting past the more technically assured Dan Burn. Burnley, Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is the next big thing, and by big thing I mean desperately overpriced championship forward. Listen, 20 goals in 32 games for Brentford this season is incredible. They're still not getting promoted, but will he get into Burnley's forward line? With Sean Dyche no doubt having soggy dreams over his knuckle-jacking, elbow-flinging, caveman striking partnership, I'm pretty sure Watkins would be deemed as too much of a luxury player, and so no, wouldn't get past either Chris Wood or Ashley Barnes, purely for the fact that he doesn't spend half the game sticking his elbow into his marker's face. Chelsea, Danny Ings. Chelsea's current squad is the product of a no transfer window. It's an odd mixture of unproven youth and stale old-timers who need to be chucked in a retirement home. In the past, under the likes of Jose Mourinho, I could have picked serious world stars who struggle to make Chelsea's team. Players like Andrea Pirlo, Wayne Rooney and Carlos Puyol. Now, the best I can find is Danny Ings. Yes, Liverpool reject Danny Ings. An unfashionable name, yes, but listen, he is a clinical striker for Southampton. 18 goals in 33 games is great. He still probably wouldn't dislodge the homegrown Tammy Abraham up front for Chelsea though, although it is close. Crystal Palace, Danny Rose. Let's be honest, Danny Rose is past it. Of course he is, the guy can't wait to retire. But still, it's a big name. It wasn't so long ago this guy was starting for England. But yeah, this Newcastle loanee, he does not have the hunger or the drive to get past someone like Patrick Van Aanholt did in Roy Hodgson's starting 11. Everton, Luke Shaw. I almost considered Andy Robertson, but I just know daring to utter his name would result in Liverpool fans wanting to burn down my shack. So no, let's go for Luke Shaw instead. Listen, I rate Luca Dina, and you should too. One of the most underrated left backs in England. Displays perfect technique, is a free kick expert, and yeah, he's more reliable than Luke Shaw. A man capable of putting 5 or 6 good games together before turning back into a pudding left back with all the defensive nous of a stale slice of pizza. No wonder this guy's erratic displays almost had Mourinho tearing out his nose hairs. Oh, by the way, I was trying to 4K as soon as possible. Actually, trying to hit it before the end of the month. If you want to help out, that would be very much appreciated, and I will remember to spare you when this channel takes over the world. Anyway, back into the video. Leicester, Karim Benzema. Yeah, this is controversial. If you even told Karim Benzema that he wouldn't make the Leicester team, he would laugh in your face. And to be fair, he has a point. He's just spent the last 10 years starting up front for the biggest club on planet Earth. He probably hasn't even heard of the Foxes. But lads, hear me out. Brendan Rodgers mostly plays one striker up top for Leicester, and it's usually always Jamie Vardy. 18 goals last season, 19 this year, on course for a golden boot. Offer Brendan Rodgers a 4-time Champions League winner in Karim Benzema, and I still think he'd rather Vardy. Liverpool, Sergio Aguero. Listen, I realise most of you will probably spat your morning Cheerios out your goddamn nose. Roberto Firmino is just 8 league goals this season. He's a 20 goal a season virgin. He's never done it. Sergio Aguero is at the 20 20 goal mark 11 times in his life. He's going to end up second in the all-time Premier League goal scorers list. And I still don't think he'd get past Firmino. Ridiculous. Or is it? Firmino isn't in Jurgen Klopp's starting 11 for his goals. It's his link-up play, the back heels, the creation of space for the two hitmen on the wing. Aguero is a purebred goal scorer. He wouldn't give a toss about setting up the likes of Mane or Salah. So sorry lads, Aguero is obviously twice the player Firmino is, but he's just too selfish to make it into Jurgen Klopp's team. He just wouldn't fit the system. Man City Harry Kane. See, this should prove that I do rate Sergio Aguero very goddamn highly. Let's be honest, Harry Kane is one of the most lethal centre forwards in world football and would walk into most sides on the face of the planet. Not Man City though. Even an aging Aguero just weeks off his 32nd birthday is showing absolutely no sign of slowing down, and so no, would still be keeping Kane stuffed to the bench. Man United Christian Eriksen. But I could have chosen Kyle Walker, but no, simply put, Christian Eriksen, a man Man United chased for years, probably wouldn't make their current team. Bruno Fernandes is that ball-playing playmaker now, and yeah, probably keeps out Eriksen, a top player yes, but has underwhelmed to such an extent in Italy that Inter Milan are rumoured to be trying to sell him already. Maybe this guy's hunger has just been stuffed down the sewer pipes. Maybe that Champions League final just ended any bit of drive he might have had. That's what happens going nearly 10 years without a trophy at Spurs. It ruins even the hungriest of players. Newcastle Nick Pope. A lot of Newcastle fans are under the illusion that Martin Dubravka is the best goalkeeper in the league. Trust me lads, he isn't, but he's still a reliable shot stopper on about par with when Tim Krul was at Newcastle. So let's pick someone like Nick Pope, another goalie just below the elite level, and say he wouldn't get into Steve Bruce's team. Norwich Alexander Mitrovic. Okay, this is close. Both Alexander Mitrovic and Timu Pukki have shown they're prolific championship goal scorers who are probably bottom half Premier League standard. There's really nothing to separate them, but let's say Pukki has a fibre of technique more than the Serbian. That suits him better to Daniel Farke's free-flowing brand of football. Just about though. Sheffield United David De Gea. Oh Christ, Man United fans are probably sneezing chunks of brain. Most of them think David De Gea is the best goalkeeper on planet Earth, and here I am saying he wouldn't start for Sheffield Bastards United. Lads, De Gea is off form. He's not the player he once was, with mistakes becoming more and more commonplace. For Christ's sake, his goal kick at Goodison Park was laughable. A 6-year-old toddler would have done a better job of clearing the ball. Henderson is a £50 million rated goalie waiting in the wings, proving he's the next big thing while alone at Bramall Lane. You have to go back to September to find his last high-profile error. If I'm picking either for a game in the morning, on current form, it's Henderson. Southampton Patrick Van Aanholt. Again, very few top-class players do not make Southampton's starting 11, but let's go for Patrick Van Aanholt. A fairly solid left-back at Sellers Park, a Dutch international who pops up with goals, is probably the width of a cat's whisker behind Ryan Bertrand in terms of talent. Don't forget, they were both at Chelsea at the same time. Bertrand lifted a Champions League medal, while Van Aanholt was barely allowed to watch the game on TV. Tottenham Romelu Lukaku. And now for those Tottenham fans who think I don't rate Harry Kane. I do. He's a much better centre forward than Romelu Lukaku, and I think very highly of the Belgian. See, he's prolific and hugely underrated. 23 goals for Inter Milan this season. Why on earth did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ever get rate? Anyway, Kane is still the better of the two. But I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty close, and you can be damn sure if Lukaku was born in Croydon as opposed to Antwerp, the English media would have built him up with the second coming of Jeff Hurst, instead of being unfairly laughed out of England due to a dodgy first touch. With half the media trying to pretend that he wasn't actually all that good, people would instead be jumping over themselves to kiss his feet, pinning all their World Cup hopes on his back. But still, I have to say, even though Lukaku is quality, I have to say that Kane is the better striker, although Lukaku probably wouldn't agree. But then again, I'm also pretty sure Lukaku thinks his brother is good at football, so he's not right about everything. Watford Alan Saint-Maximin. For Watford, there's very few top-class players who don't make their current starting 11, but when their two wingers, Ismaila Sarr and Gerard Deulofeu, are on form, they're absolutely deadly, as Jurgen Klopp found out this season. And so Alan Saint-Maximin, a wing wizard with little end product, probably would have to make do with a seat on the bench. West Ham Martin Dubravka. Yeah, another Newcastle god who doesn't make it into a relegation-threatened team. West Ham fans treat Lucas Fabianski as the only thing separating them and the relegation, so yeah, they wouldn't even trade him for Dubravka. Wolves Roberto Firmino. This is arguably the most laughable inclusion in the list. Roberto Firmino, a Champions League winner, struggling to make the starting 11 for Wolves. On the face of it, it sounds ridiculous, but Wolves depend on their centre forward for goals, and Raul Jimenez is over 20 this season. This club don't need a facilitator to provide service for their wingers. For Christ's sake, Adama Traore hasn't come close to reaching double digits in his life. Unlike Liverpool, they don't depend on their wide men. They very much need their number 9 to bang them in, so sorry Firmino, you're not as clinical a goal scorer as Raul Jimenez, so I guess you're not needed here. Anyway, that's the end of the video. What do you think, lads? Have I gone completely insane? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.